Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Dolphin Financial Radio Show. Today is a special show. We're going to go back to children's story time. Yes, that's right. We're going to approach today's topic through the eyes of a fable, or in the case of this one is an Aesop's fable. We've done these before. I'm going to bring in my co-host in a second. We're going to talk about the lesson today. Can you please everyone with your retirement plan? Is it a good idea? How do we get there? How do we get there? Let's bring in my sidekick, Tony Short. Tony, we're going to talk about pleasing everyone with your retirement plan, and we're going to do another one of Aesop's fables. We've done this before. This one's going to be the miller, his son, and the ass. Can we say that on podcast? Are we allowed to?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we can
We're going to use the Latin version of donkey.
Yeah, because that's what you're talking about, a donkey, right?
You have it. You have it already. Notice my background, Tony. For those that are listening on iTunes, I'm sorry, but for the viewers, you see.
Oh, it's awesome.
You know why I have this dolphin here, Tony?
It's so funny because he's just peeking. It's the way it looks like he's just peeking over your shoulder, trying to see what you're talking about, what you're doing.
He's curious.
What's Flipper doing back there?
You know why? Because I thought about today's topic, pleasing everyone with retirement plans. I don't know if I've ever met anybody that doesn't like dolphins. Actually, let me take that back. Not only I've never met anyone that has a dislike for dolphins. Like, I've never met anyone that says, "Oh, I don't like dolphins." Because you have people that I hate cats, or dogs are scary. No one's ever said anything bad about a dolphin to me.
No, dolphins are great. And they're supposed to be, next to humans and some primates, the smartest animal there is.
Oh.
That's what they say.
Well, today we're going to try and talk about pleasing everyone like a dolphin could, but can your retirement plan please anybody or everyone? Should it please everyone?
Right.
So we're going to talk about Aesop's fable, the miller, his son, and the ass. And so I'm going to see if I could share my screen so the viewers can read along, but I'm going to read the story to you, Tony, because I don't know if you've heard it before. We've done other shows. We've done a fable on the cracked pot. I'll put that up there. That's the one with the two pots carrying water. That's a really good one, the ancient Chinese one. We've also done one on the fisherman and the Mexican and his fish, right? The guy that is retiring on the beach or visiting the beach, and he meets the Mexican fisherman. I'll put that one up there too if I could find it. But let's get into Aesop's fable here on the miller, his son, and the ass. Now, this is pulled right from the Library of Congress. This is Aesop's.
Look at that.
Aesop for children.
I love it. You've actually briefly mentioned this one before. I know you love Aesop's fables. I do too. And I love how you're able to draw analogies from them. And it's been a while since I've read this one. Probably since the last time you brought it up.
And we're going to pull financial lessons from this in a moment. So here we go. One day, this is the miller, his son, and the ass. One day, a long time ago, an old miller and his son were on their way to the market with an ass which they hoped to sell. They drove him very slowly, for they thought that they would have a better chance to sell him if they kept him in good condition. As they walked along the highway, some travelers laughed at them loudly. "What foolishness," cried one, "to walk when they might as well ride. The most stupid of the three is not the one you would expect it to be." The miller did not like to be laughed at, so he told his son to climb up and ride. They had gone a little farther along the road when three merchants passed by. "Oh ho, what have we here?" they cried. "Respect old age, young man. Get down and let the old man ride." Though the miller was not tired, he made the boy get down and climbed up to ride himself, just to please the merchants. At the next turnstile, they overtook some women carrying market baskets loaded with vegetables and other things to sell. "Look at the old fool," exclaimed one of them, "perched on the ass while that poor boy has to walk." The miller felt a bit vexed, but to be agreeable, he told the boy to climb up behind him. They had no sooner started out again than a loud shout went up from another company of people on the road. "What a crime," cried one, "to load up the poor dumb beast like that. They look more able to carry the poor creature than he to carry them." "They must be on their way to sell the poor thing's hide," said another. The miller and his son quickly scrambled down, and a short time later, the marketplace was thrown into an uproar as the two came along carrying the donkey slung from a pole. A great crowd of people ran to get a closer look at the strange sight. The ass did not like being carried, but so many people came up to point at him and laugh and shout that he began to kick and bray. And then, just as they were crossing a bridge, the ropes that held him gave way. Down he tumbled into the river, and he was gone. The poor miller now set out sadly for home, and by trying to please everybody, he had pleased nobody and lost his ass besides. There we have it, Tony. The miller, the ass. So that's the lesson, Tony. If you try to please all, you please none. What do you think?
I feel sad for that poor donkey.
Right. He
That
went
was
in
a
the
sad
water. He went in
ending.
the river. Right.
Yeah.
Pretty sad ending.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe he survived and swam out the bank and lived a happy life.
Well, he didn't get sold. He didn't get sold, which was the
No.
original intent.
Yes,
Was to
that's
get rid
true.
of him and make some money.
Wow. Wow. Well, I like it. I think that's a good lesson for all of us. You can't please everyone is the
Right.
message, right?
So what I want to do to kind of show how this relates to retirement planning is
Yeah, I'm interested to see how you're going to do this.
I'm going to do it two ways. I'm going to give you two different scenarios and we'll discuss. So the first one is, now imagine the story is the miller, his wife, and Social Security. All right. So all right. So here we go. The miller says, "Hey, what do I do about Social Security? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Social Security office and get some more information. And the plan is I'm going to go with my wife and we're going to figure this out together." And on the way, they meet their brother, who says, "Oh, don't go to Social Security. Just take it at 62. That's what I did. Only a fool would wait to take Social Security later." And they're like, "Oh, all right, let's take it early." And as they're walking back from the appointment, they're like, "Oh, wait, who's this?" And they met their friend who also is on Social Security. Said, "Don't take Social Security at 62. Only fools take it early. You want to wait until you're 70. That's what I'm going to do. That's what smart people do." And so they're like, "Wait, what do I do?" And so now they're going to the next person and said, "Hey, wait a sec. I'm a Social Security person too. I've took it right when I turned my full retirement age, and it's worked out great." And next thing you know, they got a bunch of people giving them a bunch of advice about Social Security. And so what do? Nothing. They go back to home and they say, "I don't know what to do," and they freeze up and they don't take Social Security. You see
I
how
like
this
it.
right?
That's a great show title right there. The Miller, His Wife, and Social Security. That's good. I like that. That's
The lesson
perfect.
there is, everyone's an expert. Everyone's got their opinion about what you should be doing with Social Security or with your
Yep, that's
donkey.
true. That's
But
true.
you had a plan. You had a plan. I'm going to go and get it. And all of a sudden, opinions of others changed your
Mhm.
plan. Shouldn't operate that way.
Mm.
Right? You like it?
Yep, I like it because believe me, I have heard all those opinions about Social Security. Some people say take it early. Some people say wait till your full retirement age of 66 or 67. Others say wait till 70. But usually in scenarios like that, there is no one size fits all, in other
No,
words.
no, it's a customized. I'll put that link up here for those that want to get their own Social Security plan customized for you. Don't listen to everyone else. Do what's best for you. Okay. Here's the second scenario, Tony. We're going to call it the miller, his investments, and his retirement. Okay.
Ah.
So the miller has his investments. He's going to retire. He puts together this portfolio. He's like, "Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invest in this fund and this fund, and I'm going to be good to go." And then the next thing you know, his brother contacts him and says, "Hey, I heard you're retiring. Good, great. What are you doing with your investments?" "What? You're invested in the stock market? Are you crazy? The stock market is going to crash. Ukrainians are falling. We're going to die.
Mhm,
Sell now. Stock market's the stupidest place to go. Put it in gold." And then he goes to
mhm,
his next friend, and his friend says, "Wait, don't pull out of the stock market now. Now's the time to buy. You're supposed to buy the invasion. You got to, long term stocks are the place to be." And then he goes to his sister, and his sister's like, I bought an annuity. I can't be happier. I'm getting paid all this money and I don't do anything. And then the other person says, annuity? Are you crazy? I've heard really bad things about them. And the next thing you know, he's getting pulled in all these directions, and his investments are being pulled in all these directions. He doesn't feel confident about his investment plan anymore, and his retirement dreams become nightmares. So the lesson here is, again, everyone's got an opinion when it comes to investing. Best solution is to come up with a plan and stick to it. Come up with a plan and stick to it. Now, if you don't have a plan, you got to work with someone that knows what they're doing and get a plan. But once you have that plan, once you say, I'm going to the market to sell my donkey, stick to it. Don't listen to everyone else telling you, oh, Bitcoin, gold, stocks, annuities, bonds. It's all noise. Don't fall victim to the noise.
There you go.
To your plan.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. And you know what? Don't be in.
I love it.
That's
I love
what
it.
I say.
So the lesson, Tony, make sure you have a plan and stick to it. Don't try and please others. I think that we should call this, don't try and be a dolphin, because the dolphins please everybody, right? You know, don't try and be a dolphin.
You can't be a dolphin.
You know, I simplified this. I gave you a couple scenarios. The lesson here, this is great. And I love these stories, these fables.
Oh, Aesop was great. Yeah.
You know, I think that this one is ancient. All these different stories passed down, tradition. We don't really have those anymore. We got some rule of thumbs, and people say, oh, you know, Warren Buffett's rule and that kind of stuff. But I think these stories really apply not just to, I obviously taking it and twisting it into a financial lesson, but I think the scenarios I gave you really kind of drive home what I see in a lot of people. That is, you know, either you don't have a plan and you're easily manipulated by other people into doing what they say, or you have a plan and you have doubt and you get other people start to throw seeds of doubt. Now, it's not bad to have a plan and question it and get opinions, but don't just go with the fad of the day, right?
Right.
Or else we'd all be using those fidget spinners still. Remember those? I don't know if your kids had the fidget spinners back, you know, 5 years ago.
Those fidget spinners. Oh my gosh. Oh. Had to censor myself there.
Yeah, right. Well, I got away with saying the Miller, his son, and the ass. So hopefully YouTube doesn't crack down on our show anymore.
Oh, I don't think so. I think we can talk about donkeys.
They gave me a hard time about the Chiquita banana commercial you put in the other show. I'll put that up here.
I cannot believe.
Yeah, YouTube came down on me, folks. We had the 1940s or 50s radio commercial for Chiquita banana, and they said there's a copyright issue, but whatever.
I can't believe you play a commercial for a product and YouTube says that's a copyrighted commercial. It's like,
well, it was a singer singing it. It was a singer. So she was singing the song.
Still, it's a commercial. I don't understand.
So hopefully we won't get copyright from Aesop's whoever he or she was, long lost ancestors, saying we don't have the right to talk about this.
No, it's in the Library of Congress. It's public.
That's why I went there. I figured, hey,
public
this is
domain. Yeah.
This is great. This is great. So yeah, Tony, you got you got a little bit of history, you got a little bit of story time, you got a little bit of a financial lesson. I kind of like it.
It's great, and I love the cute dolphin peeking over your shoulder the entire show. That's awesome. And you're right, people love dolphins, and what's not to love? I mean, as a kid watching Flipper, come on.
Yeah, you just aged yourself right there, Tony. You just aged yourself.
Of course, somebody might say, no, Flipper was a porpoise. I don't know. Then you get the people that argue. It's like, well, I just like to call them all dolphins. That's a dolphin behind you. So
absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was going to put a picture of a donkey on there to stick with the theme, but I think, you know, some people don't like donkeys. No one wants to be called a donkey. Right?
No. No one wants to be called a
Well, everybody listening, I hope you enjoyed the quick story. I hope you were able to take it away. Tell the story to your friends or your grandchildren or whoever. let them know trying to please everyone's not going to work, and don't do that with your own retirement, right?
Right.
That's the lesson. That's the
Good show.
lesson.
Good lesson, Dan. I love it. I love it. But before we go, you
Uh-oh.
got to let people know how to get a hold of you if they want to set up one of those complimentary consultations. A lot of our listeners often have questions, especially when it comes to when to file for Social Security or how to get a retirement income plan set up. How do they
I
do that?
I think the easiest way, Tony, is go to dolphinfinancialgroup.com, and then we have a bunch of services on there. You can click on whatever page you are interested in, and there's a contact
Sure.
button there. You can fill that out, put your name and phone number, or wherever you want us to contact you, or you just call us. I'll give you the number 888-508-5935, and the viewers can see that on the screen at the end. After my children go, which, by the way, I don't even know if I told my children this story. They're getting a little older now, but it's never too old to learn
Yeah.
something new. So I'm going to bring them in to say goodbye. Tony, thanks for a good show, and thanks for not being an ass.
All matters discussed in today's show are for informational purposes only.
This show is not investment advice.
Dan Riddle nor Dolphin Financial Group are affiliated or endorsed by any government agency.
Investment advisory services are offered through Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc., a registered investment advisor in the state of Florida.
Insurance products and services are offered through Dolphin Insurance, Inc.
Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc. and Dolphin Insurance, Inc. are affiliated companies doing businesses as Dolphin Financial Group.
You should talk to someone at Dolphin Financial Group before implementing any of these strategies or ideas.